All right, welcome back. They tried to stop us from doing it, but we found a way to do it. It is Ball Knowledge. I am yours truly, Zozo Millie. And the Premier League is back. It's back. It's better than ever. The storylines are aligning. And I can't say I've ever been more excited, to be fair. Isak finally got his move to Liverpool. Gahey did not get his move to Liverpool. And the Manchester Derby will be this weekend. The Manchester Derby will be this weekend. It's crazy. So I'm just quickly here to preview some of the games, and then we'll cover it after the games happen, of course. It is Ball Knowledge, and I am Zozo Millie. Before we even start, this Michael Owen versus Wayne Rooney thing, I think is a very interesting conversation. I think at this point it's a matter of whose career would you rather have? Would you rather have Michael Owen's career or Wayne Rooney's career? I think it's a really interesting one because Wayne Rooney did not win the Ballon d'Or, but he will forever be known as a Manchester United legend. But as good as Michael Owen was, we don't know if he is a Liverpool legend, a Manchester United legend, a Newcastle legend, or a Madrid legend. No home. So that's a very interesting thing to look at. First of all, let's go into the Manchester Derby. We all know something seems to not be right at City right now. Usually they start the season weak, or I should say slow. So I'm not really, I'm not really going to exaggerate the fact that they lost to Tottenham. Tottenham's also always a very tough place for them to go. The problem now is Amorim also seems to know how to beat Pep. So it's going to be another loss for Pep. Cherki is injured. What's going on? And I think one interesting thing to look at is Haaland on international duty. The runs he was making to get those goals done. Like, that's one thing I always say. I always say when you watch a game and something happens repeatedly, even if it doesn't repeatedly result in a goal, if it happens repeatedly, it tells you something somewhere is going on. You know what I mean? It tells you there's something somewhere that is awry, that is not that's not going the way it should be going. You know what I mean? And for instance, when you look at Manchester United and you look at the three-man defense that they have decided that no matter what, come rain, come shine, that's what they want to play. Now, the three-man defense is fine, and I'm going to do this on my next stream where I pull up highlights, right? When you watch a Man U game now and you see the wing back dragged out, you loop the ball over the wing back, and now the third defender in that three-man defense has to go and press whoever has the ball. Now, you leave one guy in the middle who is isolated because the guy the other defender in that three-man has to look at his winger and make sure nothing's coming in through there. That isolated guy, of course, he's going to chop it. The problem is the game starts, and this happens in so many Manchester United games that I've seen. They concede the same chance over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like at some point, somebody has to be brave enough, smart enough, or just like think out of the box and be like, coach, we can't do this. Like, it's either the wing back is going to have to not be a wing back because you want to play the wing back like a winger, and like I'm isolated. Like, one of the defenders has to speak up. Like, I am isolated. I'm not able to do what you want me to do. The problem is I think he still gets a pass because he's going to make it very, very tough for City. Even if they lose, I think it's going to be a very, very, very tough out for City because, first of all, Guardiola doesn't start right. Let's even give him that pass that he doesn't start right. The loss of KDB will make this a very sketchy season, I believe. I think it's going to be a very sketchy season because a lot of what Haaland likes is the early ball. Give me that early ball because I made the run already. And I have the strength to hold my man back. So give me that early ball. And City aren't playing the early ball. They're recycling. It's like they don't trust each other. And that's what I'm telling you. Rodri, they're going to go as far as Rodri goes this season. Why do I say so? So I watched Rodri City versus who they play, Spurs. And the thing about Rodri that I love, like I wrote this down as well, like it's not just about breaking plays, and he does everything. Like when you think about a DM, and I think this is why a lot of DMs don't thrive in the game. Apart from being able to circulate the play, break up, the play when things are going crazy, you also, this is crucial. This is extra crucial. You need to be able to play the pass to a space where nobody else sees it coming. Am I saying always play the blind pass? No. Sometimes when the play, is too heavy on the right, you need to be the one who says, I'm shifting it. You need to be the one saying, I'm shifting it to the other side. This guy has not eaten yet. Or that defender is away from my winger. Let me quickly get him. And a lot of DMs don't think like that. They want to drag the ball, play the safe pass. Nah, bruh. This is why Rodri is ahead of everybody. Because he sees the pass that everybody else doesn't see. Now, sometimes we see the pass, but do you have the bravery to give that pass, even if it doesn't get there? Now, this pass I'm talking about is not the KDB pass, because you see, for KDB to get that ball, somebody has to be able to find him when he's not being marked tight. I'm giving you guys the intricacies of ball knowledge right now, which is why I'm going to bring some videos to show you as well. Like, there's something to be said for not just breaking down the pressure and releasing the ball when you have to, but giving your guy the ball at the right time, in the right place, when the defender is a couple yards away. Like, nothing pisses me off more. Round time. Nothing pisses me off more. Nothing boils my blood more than seeing a midfielder look at the place he's going to give that pass, dilly-dally, and then still give that pass at the end of the day. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You look at the guy you want to give the pass. You wait so that the defense sees it as well, and everybody's going to meet that guy. Then you now get, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, what happened to thinking outside the box? Anyways, I think the Manchester Derby is going to be an incredible one to watch. I think it doesn't matter what the score is in the grand scheme of things. This is just one of those games where you play for pride, play for the badge. Guys will say what they need to say, but this doesn't matter because Amorim's teams, Amorim has played Pep enough times for me to know he's going to give Pep a hard day. And Pep has lost enough games early in the season for me to know he can still win the league. So this game, as interesting as it will be, I don't think it spells everything that's going to happen. But it will play a factor in the grand scheme of things in this instance. Amorim, I think, does not get to Christmas as the Manchester United manager. I don't know what it is, but the ideas are not settling in with those guys. And you can see it, you can feel it. There's 10-minute spells here and there when they kind of get what they're doing. They start with, because I feel like he's a good communicator. Like, he'll tell you exactly what he wants. So they start the game right, and they start, doing exactly what he wants. And they sometimes end the game right. But the fact that he can't do the whole 90-minute thing tells me, first of all, he's not the kind of manager that can adapt, which is a problem. But that also tells you that they don't fully believe in what he's telling them to do. They don't fully believe in it. And if I'm being fair, apart from the fact that you have to trust your manager, he's making so many decisions at the same time that, giving you cause for trepidation. For instance, Amad Diallo at wing back. What in, like, I don't know any coach in this world that put Amad Diallo at wing back. You're wasting. That's why you shouldn't have gone for Cunha and Mbuemo, because one of those guys was obviously going to take somebody else's spot. As much as I love Cunha, he's no Bruno. But at the same time, Mbuemo is no Diallo, but they can probably coexist, but you can't play Diallo at wing back. He doesn't have the strength, the defensive capability, the minerals it takes to do it. So no, I'm not having that. I think it's just going to be a good watch for the neutrals like me. You know what I mean? But when the hierarchy look through Amorim's total portfolio at the end of everything, I feel like, I don't think he's going to make it to past Christmas, bro, to be fair. Like, I don't think he's a terrible coach. I think the dominoes are about to fall, though. I think Potter loses his job. Amorim probably takes over at West Ham, which they should have gone for him before they went for, was it Pellegrini they went for last year? That was a dumb move. So Amorim is still going to be a hot name out there, but it just I don't see him completing his time at Man U. I see someone like Glasner or what's my guy's name at Brighton. That guy's a good manager as well. But I'll take Oliver Glasner any day. You know what I mean? Nuno is out of a job. Might as well. Which is an interesting one. Before we go to the rest of the games, which I think Arsenal, Nottingham Forest will be the biggest one. I think is an interesting, the Nuno versus Evangelos Marinakis is a very interesting situation, because last year we saw they had an issue on the sidelines after the game. And you see, the thing about that Evangelos guy is I like CEOs and owners like that, really involved. They really want to express themselves and show you how much they want to win. And apart from that, even from when he took over the team, he's been aiming high, showing you he's ready to spend his money. Like, what else do you want? You want a guy who's ready to put his money where his mouth is. So I do think he's a good owner and he's an ambitious owner. And from the fans' perspective, that's the kind of guy you want. However, nobody has done better than Nuno has done for you in a while. Like, this is a really, really risky move. This is a really, really risky move. And don't get me wrong, if Nuno, if Nuno started doing badly and he had to get sacked, that's why I don't believe in which other coaches out there. There's 1,000 other coaches out there who can do a better job. However, are they better for your team than Nuno? And Angel is doing something in the second season. So I guess in a way, this may be one of those things that, was meant to happen. Now, to the rest of the games on the weekend, we have Arsenal taking on Nottingham Forest. I think that's going to be an interesting game. That's Big Ange's first game back in the Premier League. I don't think they would have had enough time to soak up what he's trying to tell them. So I think Arsenal win that comfortably. But I'm not the biggest fan of Arsenal's moves this season. I love the Madueke move for sure. I love the Eze move. I think that was a brilliant move, and I really, really, really like the Zubimendi move. I think you don't get better than that. Like, that's a really strong midfield. However, I am not completely sold on Gyökeres. Something about Gyökeres' movement just doesn't, it's like the poor man's Haaland, like they say. But man, something about, like, for me, Aragon Osimhen or Isak, like, just put all your cards on the table and let's go win. Because if I'm Arteta, the reason I go for one of those big name strikers is because your margin for error is becoming thinner and thinner by the day. It's becoming thinner and thinner by the day. But let's see. I don't know. I think it's going to be between Arsenal, Liverpool, and City for the trophy, for the Premier League this season, of course. But I think if Arsenal can win the Champions League, which is a stretch, but I mean, you beat Madrid last year, so why not, right? You really have the defense to take you through cup competitions. So if they can scrape out a Champions League win, even if they only get to the finals, I think he can still keep his job. Brighton versus Bournemouth. I think that's a really, really interesting one. I think Bournemouth is doing really good right now. Brighton are showing that they know what they're doing. However, I really, really, really like the Bournemouth coach. Iraola is a great manager. That's another manager that I think can help Man U with all their problems and their their issues. Crystal Palace, Sunderland. Of course, I think Crystal Palace wins that. Everton, Aston Villa. Interesting, because Aston Villa have not had the best start to the season, but Everton have. However, Emery is a really good manager. He knows what he's doing, and he knows how to pull up those upsets. So this might be a draw, maybe like a 2-2 thing going on here. Fulham Leeds. Fulham should take that. Newcastle Wolves. That should be another draw or Newcastle win. However, the however boys. However, the new guy that Newcastle just signed now, that's going to be an interesting one, because the guy looks built for the Premier League, but he doesn't look fast enough for the Premier League, which sometimes that might help you. No. Sometimes that might come to bite you in the bum, especially as a forward. West Ham, Tottenham. Tottenham should win that. I don't think Graham Potter makes it to Christmas either. Brentford, Chelsea. Chelsea should have that in the bag. Liverpool, Burnley. Liverpool, of course. And then City United. This should be 2-2 or a City win. I mean, keeping in the box, City have the better team. They have the better coach. I see no reason why City shouldn't win this game. It's just sometimes they play with their food. That's what I'm gonna say. Sometimes they play with their food. Like if I'm Guardiola, I look at Haaland's highlights from the international break, and I just play that over and over and over and over again for the whole team. Like, this guy makes some insane runs, and he knows how to stay on side. You just have to find him with that pass. Like, yes, you can recycle and take it to the wing and then cross it, but you see that pass that breaks in through the midfield, nothing beats that pass, especially when you're playing with a front man like Haaland, who is a goal machine. Like, if we're gonna keep it a buck, but he's a goal machine. A goal machine. Yeah. Now, of course, I can't leave without talking about my beloved Barcelona. We haven't started the season so well, but I trust Hansi Flick. I think this crazy high line that he's playing, bro, I don't even know what to tell you about that high line that guy's playing right now, bro, because every time I watch Barca, I'm like, you love the flair. Pedri giving me the joy. Lamine giving me joy. But every time, guys, it's just one ball over the top. And now with this new skill that the guys we played last showed, now I'm even scareder than ever. Because now they just keep one guy in front, offside, just leave him offside. As long as the ball doesn't get to him, let the play develop and go and meet him. He will be onside at some point. Problem is, by the time he's onside, our defensive high line is our line is so high that it's taking guys ages because you can't move faster than the ball. So, I mean, bro, Hansi Flick, I trust you. You've done more than enough. You feel me? You've shown me that whatever the case may be, you are the guy. But I'm just scared, honestly. Like, I'm just scared because, you see, the high line is not even the problem. The problem is we don't have defenders who are fast enough to get it done. Like, I will take Kubasi and Araujo on any day. Problem is Araujo doesn't concentrate every time. Like, he has concentration issues. Sometimes, brother, put your head in the game and let's do what we are doing. You know what I mean? Put your head in the game and let's do what we're doing. Anyways, it's going to be an incredible weekend of football. I'll try to record on Sunday or Monday and do like a post-match thing and see how the games were. I'll try to have Toby and Anu on as well. who are Liverpool and Arsenal fans. So once again, it's Ball Knowledge. It's yours truly,